Hello, welcome to Yin and Restorative Yoga with some gentle movement. Please grab a couple of yoga blocks, a pillow, a strap, and blanket, and anything else that you might need for your comfort. Let's begin in a comfortable seat of your choice where you can root down through the left and right sides of your pelvis, lift up through the center of your spine, and broadening your chest, roll your shoulders back and down. Luke will be joining us intermittently today, as well as Duke. So take a moment here to arrive physically and mentally into your practice. Donna Farhi, who is a yoga teacher and has written several books on both teaching and practicing yoga, wrote in her book, Yoga, Mind, Body, and Spirit, A Return to Wholeness. What distinguishes an asana, which is a yoga pose, from a stretch or calisthenic exercise, is that in asana practice, we focus our mind's attention completely in the body so that we can move as a unified whole. And so we can perceive what the body has to tell us. We don't do something to the body, we become the body. In the West, we rarely do this. We watch TV while we stretch. We read a book while we climb the Stairmaster. We think about our problems while we take a walk, all the time living a short distance from the body. So asana practice is a reunion between the usually separated body-mind. Beginning this reunion, you might close your eyes and bring your attention to the body. Feel the sensations from within. As you notice the body breathe, don't need to change the way it's breathing, just naturally breathing. Feel the sensations of the breath. And notice the energy body. Feeling into your energetic state. Sense the mental and emotional body. Noticing the energy of your thoughts and how they're affecting you emotionally right now. Invite in a deeper breath through your nose. Feeling the fullness of that inhalation before you open the mouth and empty it. Even deeper inhalation through the nose. Making sure not to strain your body as you breathe deeper. Continue to sit tall, relaxed as you open your mouth and let it go. As you deepen your breath, assess what it is that you'd like to pinpoint and place your attention on. Focus your energy in creating more of. Taking a moment to clarify your intention or sankalpa for this practice. And then call to mind somebody that you care about or something that's important to you. Perhaps something you hold sacred. Consider offering this practice to them. In that way, we set our own ego aside and think of the larger collective that we are a part of. Let's join the palms together at the heart, preparing to use our voices to connect to life within and the life around us. By chanting 3 ohms together, know that there are actually 4 parts to each ohm. There's the ah, which is the beginning sound, the u, which is the sustaining sound, the which is the ending sound, and then there's a silence after each. Remember to honor the silence after each, not rushing to chant the next. So inhale for the first. And now let's begin to deepen the breath with your lips closed, if that's possible for you. I'll count to 5 as we inhale through the nose, and then we'll hold the breath in for 2 counts. Then I'll count to 5 as we exhale through the nose, and we'll hold the breath out for 2 counts. This is a way to create a sense of inner balance in the nervous system and mind-body. So let's empty this breath to prepare. Sit up tall, relax the shoulders, hold the breath out. Then inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Again, inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Again, inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Count 2 more cycles on your own. And when you finish holding the breath out on the second cycle, remove the pauses of the breaths, the kumbhakas, and continue to breathe evenly and sustain both in and out to your nose. And with that, begin to invite a soft whispering sound by gently narrowing or constricting the back of your throat. Listen to that sound a few times here before we start to move the body to it. Really putting intention into being present with each breath, present in your physical body. And now let's slowly begin to move the spine. So press your hands down onto your lap, lift up through the crown of your head, hug in the bottom of your front ribs, and circling the spine to the right, breathe in, bowing forward to the left, breathe out, leaning back. Keep going just like this, nice and slow as you follow the breath. Let the breath initiate the movement. Listening to in and out breath. Then switch directions, breathing in, half of the circle, Breathing out, completing the circle. Keep going a few more times. And then coming back to center. If you're sitting cross-legged, I invite you to switch the cross of the shin that's forward or on top, evening out the hips. And then we'll start to circle the head very slowly. So dropping the shoulders, lift the lower spine as you press your hips down, drop your chin towards your chest. Then inhale, one ear towards one shoulder, tilting your chin back. Exhaling, go at a slow pace that's suitable for you. Being very gentle in this movement of the neck. Make sure that you can still hear your breath whispering at the back of your throat. Switch direction if you haven't already. And on your next breath in, raise your arms overhead, interlace your fingers, and flip your palms inside out. Exhaling, press your shoulders and hips down, hug your front ribs towards your back. Inhaling, sit up, lift the heels of your palms towards the sky. And then exhaling, twist to your right without using any leverage here. You're just turning the rib cage. Keep your chin in line with your sternum. Keep twisting as you breathe in. Press the pelvis down and lift up a little taller through your spine and the heels of your palms. And as you breathe out, firm in your belly, keep turning the chest. A couple more breaths in this direction. Now go ahead and release your arms so that you might press the back of your left hand outside your right thigh, or maybe it sits on your lap. Right fingertips are behind the pelvis. Continue to breathe in and sit up a little taller. Feel that the crown of your head is stacked above your tailbone and that your chin is parallel to the floor. As you glide your chin softly towards the back of your throat, lift up through the back of your neck, the back of your skull. Let's take one more deep breath here. Now adding the leverage. On your next inhale, raise your arms, come back to center, switch the cross of your thumb and index fingers as you flip your palms up and press your shoulders and hips down. Exhale, twisting to your left. Keep your two sitting bones rooted. Keep your chin just above the sternum so you're not leading with your head to twist. Inhale, press down to the surface you're sitting on and lift up to your crown. Exhale, keep relaxing the shoulders and continue to twist. Couple more breaths without leverage here. On your next exhale, lower your arms to wherever they'll reach. Left fingertips behind the pelvis. Maybe the back of the right hand presses against the outside of your left thigh. Keep rooting down through both hips and lifting up as you breathe in. Again, align the crown of your head to stack above your tailbone. Glide your chin towards the back of your throat. Parallel it to the floor. Then lift up through the back of your neck and the back of your skull while relaxing your shoulders down. A couple more deep breaths. And then unwind your spine. Let's come down onto our hands and knees, all fours. And let's prepare to move in flexion and extension of the spine. Plant your wrists just beneath your shoulders and spread the fingers wide. If you'd like to give your wrists a stretch, you could spin out your hands at the wrists. Fingertips facing left and right walls, or maybe your knees. Step your knees back a couple of inches behind your hips so that the spine has some space to move around. Now initiate with your in-breath. Inhale, then glide the chest forward. Coil it up, look up, dropping your shoulders. Cow pose. Begin to exhale, follow with the movement. Contract your belly, tuck your tailbone underneath, drop your head to round, cat pose. Several more times. Inhale, broaden your chest through your upper arms. Roll the fronts of your shoulders back and down. Exhale, lift the navel. Tilt your pelvis back. Drop your crown. Go at least 5 more cycles of cat-cow pose. Virasana. Then pointing your index fingers forward, parallel to each other or slightly turned out. Tuck your toes with feet hips width apart and lift your hips back into downward facing dog. Spend the first 5 or so breaths there, moving your body in a way that helps you to loosen it. Pedaling your feet in place to warm up the backs of your legs. Maybe adding to that, dancing the twist by swiveling your hips left and right. And maybe adding to that, softly shaking your head, nodding your head as you pull the shoulder blades back and spread them apart. Listen to the sound of your breath, keeping it sustained and balanced. As you spread your fingers flat, roll your outer upper arms towards the floor. Lift your hips as high as you can, maybe bending the knees to do so, and firm in the belly. Drop your head and press the tops of your thigh bones back. Sinking your heels deeper and deeper towards the ground. Let's hold still for 2 more breaths. Listen in. On your next in-breath, come forward onto hands and knees in plank pose, placing your knees this time directly under your hips, wrists directly under your shoulders. As you exhale, keep the belly engaged and glide forward, passing your wrists. Bend your elbows back to frame your ribs. Slowly lower all the way to the ground. Slide your elbows to the floor right beneath your shoulders in Sphinx pose. With your palms face down, bring your knees close together and point your toes back. Stretch your tailbone actively towards the space between your knees and roll the fronts of your shoulders behind you, pressing them down as you lift your sternum and look at the floor ahead. Take about 3 more deep breaths here, smiling your collarbones wider apart, broadening your chest, stretching your legs actively long behind you, pressing every toenail firmly into the floor to create stability in your lower back. 1 more breath. Sphinx pose. Exhaling, lower your forehead to the ground and slide the heels of your palms back alongside your floating ribs. Hug your elbows close to your rib cage. Firm down through the tops of your feet. And inhale, coil your chest into a light version of cobra, baby cobra. Exhale, slowly lower your chest. One more time, inhale to cobra. Maybe come up a little higher. Keep stretching the legs long, pressing the tops of your feet down. Exhale, slide into child's pose. Press the ground away, bend your knees, and bring the inner edges of your feet together as you sit back onto your heels. Actively stretch your arms forward here. Draw your shoulders down your back and lengthen your neck. Tune into your breath for a few cycles as we rest. On your next inhale, separate your feet hips width apart again and tuck your toes. Exhale, lift your hips into downward facing dog. Bend your knees. Inhale, look past your fingertips. Exhale completely, then walk to the top of your mat into a forward fold. Feet hips width apart, parallel. Place your fingertips on blocks in front of your feet. Pressing into them, inhale, stretch the top of your head forward, lengthening towards a flat back. Exhale, bow towards your legs, dropping your head. 2 more times to the breath. Inhale, press down with your hands and reach your heart through your upper arms, firming in the belly. Exhale, forward fold. Again, press with your hands firmly and inhale, grow your spine forward, broaden your chest. Look towards the tip of your nose. Exhale, bow in, drop your head. Place your blocks alongside your heels. Step your left knee behind you to a kneeling lunge. Let's warm up the groins, hamstrings, and hips. Inhale, lift your heart, gaze slightly up. Exhale, straighten both of your legs. Keep your feet where they are. Legs to the degree of straight that's comfortable for you to bow as if you have a flat back. Pyramid pose. Let's flow to the breath. Inhale, lower the back knee again, kneeling lunge. Exhale, straighten your legs. Pyramid pose, bow in. 3 more times, inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Look forward, step forward, feet both at the top of your mat. Let's switch sides. Step your right knee back to the ground into a kneeling lunge. Keep the back toes tucked. Inhale here, kneeling lunge. Exhale, straighten both of your legs to your degree. Bow forward as though you have a flat back. Keep going. Inhale, lower the back knee, kneeling lunge. Exhale, straighten and bow, pyramid pose. Keeping your feet right where they are in both postures. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Be the body, full presence here. Exhale, pyramid pose. 2 more cycles. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Step up to the top of your mat. Press down with your feet. Sweep your arms forward and inhale, rise to stand with arms overhead, lightly coiling your chest up. Then exhale, bring the palms straight up, palms together. Inhale, bend your elbows apart like a cactus shape. Roll the shoulders back and down, tilt your gaze and heart up into a back bend. Hug in the front ribs. Inhale, raise the arms straight up. Interlace the fingers, accept the index. To your right side, exhale, side bend, pressing the left foot into the earth firmly. Inhale, rise up to center. Press the right foot down firmly, and exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, rise to center. Exhale again, bend the elbows apart and coil your chest up. Slide the shoulder blades down. Inhale the arms up, interlace the fingers, accept the index. Exhale to your left, side bend. Inhale up to center. Exhale to your right, side bend. Inhale up to center. Open the arms apart and hinge from your hips, forward folds. Bend your knees, come down to sit. And let's extend the right leg forward, setting up for a seated spinal twist. Step your left foot on the floor right in front of your left hip. Hold on to the shin with both of your hands, drop the shoulders back and down, and notice if your back wants to round here. If there's tightness in the hip flexors, there could be this automatic rounding, especially in the lower back. If so, grab a folded blanket, adjust the thickness that you might need to elevate your pelvis right at the front edge of the blanket. See if that helps to lift up. Flex your right foot here. Hold on to your left shin with your right forearm and place your left hand behind your pelvis. Press down with the left and right sitting bones. Lift up through the center of your spine. Keep relaxing the shoulders. Breathe in. Exhale, turn your chest to the left. Keep your chin in line with your sternum. Press down. Inhale, lift up through your spine again. Soften your belly in. Exhale, keep turning the chest. You've got 8 more breaths to keep going. Now you can continue to hold your left shin like this, or you might explore hooking the right elbow outside of your left thigh, just as long as that does not round the shoulders, close off the chest and throat. You want to feel a brightness at the chest, a lift at the heart. We're about halfway through here. Keep breathing and twisting. Finish this exhalation before you unwind your spine and drop your left knee open. Grab your strap, step the ball of your right foot into the strap. Maybe there's a loop on the strap or not. Bring the sole of your left foot up high against your inner right thigh, like tree pose. Hold the strap in your left hand. We're going to take this into a revolved head to knee pose, or Parita Janu Shirshasana. So place your right hand on the ground beside your right hip. Flex the right foot by curling the toes back towards the shin and pull into the strap, but give yourself enough slack so that you're able to drop both shoulders back. Lift through the back of your skull. Breathe in, and keeping your spine upright, twist to your right. So aim your chest to face the upper right corner of your room, and in that direction, begin to bow just a little bit, then pause. Inhale, press the left hip down, stretch your lower spine from your hips, broaden your chest, keep your throat open. Then exhale, firm in the belly, keep folding towards the upper right corner. Got about 7 to 8 more breaths here. Can you still hear the soft whisper of your Ujjayi breathing? Pressing down through both hips. Firm your belly inward slightly and then begin to lift your chest. Inhale, slowly rise up, remove the strap. And let's slide the left leg forward, beginning in the seated upright twist. Step your right foot on the floor, just in front of your right hip. Holding that shin with both hands, take a moment here. Flex the left foot, ground your sitting bones, and stack your crown above your tailbone. Then place your right hand behind your pelvis. Breathe in, sit up a little bit taller. Keep your chin in line with your sternum and start to turn your rib cage to the right. Pelvis pressing down, spine lifting up as you breathe in. Soften the belly inward. Keep turning your rib cage. So you've got about 8 more breaths to explore whatever's available in your range on this side of the twist. You might choose to hook your left elbow outside of your right thigh. Just making sure your chest still stays open and light. Finishing this exhalation, unwind your spine and drop your right knee open. Place the strap around the ball of your left foot. Flex the left foot into the strap and hold the strap in your right hand. Place the sole of your right foot high up against your inner left thigh. And land your left hand on the ground beside your left hip. Press down through your pelvis. Breathe up through the center of your spine. Stay upright and exhale, twist to your left. Then start to bow towards the upper left corner of your room. Pause as you breathe in. Press the right hip down even more and stretch your spine from your pelvis. Keep your chest and throat open as you continue to fold. About 8 more breaths in Harita Janu Shirshasana. Revolved head to knee pose. On your next in-breath, firming in the belly, rooting the pelvis down, lead with your chest to rise up. Let's put the strap aside and we'll prepare for a seated forward fold in Baddha Konasana, which means bound angle pose. If you're already sitting on a blanket, you'll probably find it helpful to continue doing so. Grab your blocks. Bring the soles of your feet together to touch as close to your pelvis as is comfortable, in which you can sit up tall. Place the blocks in front of your toes, making a tower as high as you might need to be able to rest your forehead on your brow center or third eye center region, Ajna chakra, in which the back might round a little bit, because we're going to naturally fold forward. We don't want to be rigid, but making sure that you're elevating your forehead on the blocks high enough where it doesn't close off your throat or really tense the shoulders. Right, so keep the chest broad, roll the shoulders back and down. Maybe hold on to your feet as you're plugging the hips down. Breathe in, imagine breathing up the front and the back of your spine, creating more space between each vertebra, all the way to the crown of your head. Now firm the belly in slightly and begin to hinge from your hips just a little bit. Take your time, breathe in, press the pelvis down, keep stretching the spine long, keep rolling the shoulders back slightly. Holding in, adjust the blocks as you need. Rest your arms, rest your shoulders. And now let's count 20 slow breaths, giving your brain something to do that will connect it to the present moment. Feel the quality of your breath. Tuning into the sound of your breathing, as well as tuning into how the sensations in your body may change within these 20 breaths. Really paying attention. Might you be able to soften and relax something, maybe something new with each breath out? Just a few last breaths. When you're finished counting your 20 breaths, plant your fingertips on the ground. Firm the belly in and press your pelvis down. And slowly lead with your chest as you inhale to slowly lift your spine. Stretch your legs out in front of you for a moment. Maybe moving the legs and feet if you need to gently. Or just sitting up tall in Dandasana, stick pose. Notice if your breath feels different here. Feel the inhales, invite them to expand into all four walls of your rib cage. The left and right, the front and back. One more deep breath here. Now let's prepare for supine hero's pose, Supta Virasana. Come to sit on your calves, pointing your knees in front of you, no wider than your shoulders width apart. Ensure that your toes are pointed back, your feet are not turned out. Notice how this feels, especially on your knees. If your knees are feeling sensitive, you might place a block between your ankles, or maybe even 2 blocks or a pillow. If you are able to sit directly on your calves with ease, consider using your hands to move the calves aside and sit on the ground right in between your ankles. Press your pinky toenails into the earth. That helps to assure a safe alignment in your knees. Now, as you press the pelvis down, lift your back ribs, soften in the bottom of your front ribs. And to your degree, you might begin to explore walking your hands back and leaning back. The further back you lean, be mindful to lengthen your lower spine by picturing your tailbone stretching forward between your knees, rather than tilting the tailbone behind you. You might lower onto your forearms, or place blocks behind you to catch your torso, or a pillow behind you to catch your head and torso. You might lower flat onto your back if that doesn't cause any strain. Let's begin to count 20 breaths. Listen to the sound of your breath. And if you're lying completely on your back, you might raise the arms overhead and hold opposite elbows, stretching into the sides of your torso. And if you're holding opposite elbows, halfway through your 20 breaths, switch arms. Fill up the four walls of your rib cage with your inhalations, not forcefully, but gently expanding your breaths. Now, when you've finished counting 20 breaths, don't rush to come out of the pose. Give yourself at least 5 more breaths to ease up to sit. And when you finally rise to sit, stretch your legs out in front of you once again. Notice if your legs could use some movement. Maybe even place your hands on your knees and gently massage them. Maybe roll your legs inward and outward, rotating from your hip sockets, your thigh bones. Take a few more deep breaths here. Focus now on filling up all the way down to the pit of your belly and your lower back, all the way up as though you could breathe to the crown of your head too. Long breaths up and down. Grab a block, maybe two, and come to lie down on your back. Bend your knees, step your feet on the ground. Place the block or two across your sacrum beneath the flat part of your lower back. Then lift your legs up high, comfortably straight. Rest your palms face down on your belly and draw your shoulders down your back. Let's breathe into the abdomen. We'll inhale there for 5 counts, and we'll exhale slowly for 7 counts. Empty this breath. Inhale into your belly, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5. Exhale 7. Inhale 5. Exhale 7. Count at least a couple more cycles on your own. Allow a couple more breaths before you gently step your feet onto the ground. And after that, lift your hips to remove the blocker blocks from underneath. Gently lower your pelvis. Draw your bent knees together into your chest. And give a little rock and roll side to side or forward and back. Breathe in deeply and breathe out evenly through the nose. Wrap your right leg over your left leg, crisscrossing. Then separate your feet apart and catch hold of your outer feet, outer shins, or backs of your thighs. Press your tailbone and shoulders into the floor. Then splay your feet wider apart. Draw your thighs towards your belly. About 5 breaths here in supine cow face pose, Supta Gomukhasana. When you finish 5 breaths, switch the cross of your legs. Catch your outer feet, outer shins, or the backs of your thighs. Press your tailbone and shoulders into the ground. As you splay your feet wider apart, bring your thighs closer to your belly. 5 deep breaths. Then uncross your legs and catch your outer feet in happy baby pose. Continue to press your tailbone and shoulders into the floor here. Breath by breath, pull your feet wider apart, but keep your soles facing the ceiling and your feet parallel to each other. As you pull your feet wider apart, draw your knees downward towards the earth outside of your ribs. 5 more breaths. Give yourself another 10 breaths for any last cooling movement or restorative posture before we set up for a final resting pose. As you're setting up for corpse pose, you might like to bring ease into your lower back by placing a rolled up blanket or a long pillow underneath the backs of your knees. And allow your feet to splay apart wider than hips distance. For grounding, you might place the weight of a folded blanket on top of your belly and thighs. You might use a low pillow to ground the backs of your shoulders, pillow under the head. Rotating your shoulders externally, flip your palms to face the sky. And slide the shoulder blades both evenly down your back ribs. Tilt your head side to side until you can find the most neutral position for your neck. Close your eyes and relax your ears inside and outside. Soften your tongue. And with your eyes still closed, let go of controlling your breathing. Allow your body to just breathe on its own, but stay aware of it. Bring your attention down your body to your hands. Relax your palms. And slide your awareness down to the base of your spine. Soften your pelvic floor, perineum, anal sphincter. And slide your awareness all the way down to your feet. Relax the soles of your feet. And let's rest here in stillness, present moment awareness, for another 5 minutes of Shavasana. Resting here a bit longer with your eyes still closed. Sense what you feel physically. Feeling the aliveness of your own body. Feel your body breathe naturally. And notice how you feel energetically. Sensing your mind. Tune into how you feel mentally, emotionally. Stay aware of these realms and begin to move your fingers and toes. Maybe turn your head gently. Slowly bring movement to your legs, to your arms. And gently roll over to your right side, resting your head on your arm. Pause. Allow a few breaths in stillness. With the intention to be aware each step of the way as you transition. When you feel ready, press your hands into the ground. Slowly lift your spine, your head last. Find a comfortable way to sit, tall, grounded, open, and aware. Rest your body here with your hands in a mudra that cultivates awareness. Thumb and first fingers to touch, palms stacked at the center of your lap with thumbs touching. Maybe all the fingertips touching of each hand like a sphere between the palms. Then either close your eyes or steady a soft gaze at eye level on one spot. Letting your body breathe on its own. Sense where in your body you can take most notice of the breath, just as it is. Bring a kind, caring curiosity as you notice what arises within the span of the next 5 minutes in meditation. Anything that comes up physically in your body, mentally in your thoughts, emotionally in your feelings, or maybe stimuli around you like sounds and movements that you notice. Be open to all of it without having to push anything away or try hard to resist it or to cling after to something. Rest in loving awareness. Rest in loving awareness. Rest in loving awareness. Acknowledge what you notice and rest in loving awareness. Nowhere else you need to go or be, but in the present moment. If you get lost in a thought or a sound or something else, find that spot in your body where you notice the breath. Come back to that spot and rest back in loving awareness. If your eyes are closed, keep them closed, but expand your attention from your breath to the wholeness of your physical body and to the greater wholeness of the space that is containing your body here, the room that you're in with all the sounds and movements around you. Even expand your attention outside of the walls. You might hear distant sounds, sense life flowing elsewhere. And with that, join your palms together at your heart. Bring back your intention for your practice today. Feel it as you breathe in. Feel it as you breathe out. Recall your dedication to someone or something. See them enjoying the gift of your practice. And as we chant the sound of Om one more time, let it pervade into all those spaces around you, within you, everywhere, as you also receive the sound from each other. Remembering that none is separate: the mind, the body, the spirit, you, me, the trees around you. Let's inhale to prepare. Bow in towards your heart, acknowledging the light within. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.